In this video, we are delving deep into the common ritual that most people undertake at the start of every new year, and why you, my friend, you need to trick a little to have 90% achieved by the end of this particular year. We are talking why you need systems more than goals. Hey friends, welcome back here. If you're new, my name is Simon, an engineer and soon turning entrepreneur. And here I have been documenting my journey from a broke student to now engineer, and then now influencing thousands of people across platforms, speaking the African way of things that actually do matter. The goal is to provoke thought, spark curiosity, and offer fresh perspectives. So let's get into it. The problem with goals. Now, to clear the airwaves before even we go deeper into anything, it is important to have goals. Setting goals is not actually bad. It is important for us to set goals. But the problem comes in when you only have goals without this thing we call systems. And I'm going to greatly refer to this particular book because this gentleman literally did a lot of homework in regards to this particular topic that we are talking about today. Problem number one. Winners and losers both have the same goals. Ladies and gentlemen, goal setting suffers from a serious case of survivorship bias. We tend to concentrate on people that actually end up winning, in literal sense, the survivors, and then we mistakenly assume that it is their ambitious goals that actually led them to that success, to that victory. You get what I mean? And then again, we overlook the people who did not actually make it, and yet they did have the same objective. Friends, every Olympian wants to get a gold medal. Every candidate wants to get a job. And if the successful and unsuccessful literally share the same goals, then it simply means that goals cannot be what differentiates the winners from the losers. There is something more, ladies and gentlemen. Miss Harris and Mr. Trump, they all had the same common goal of being the president of the United States of America. But when we clearly look into just this one metric among the many other metrics, Mr. Trump went to over 13 podcast interviews. That's according to LifeFox or according to Forbes, garnering him 50 million views. Among those were potential voters. You get what I mean? Compared to Miss Harris, who had just a handful of 6 podcasts. You get what I mean? Problem number 2. Achieving a goal, a momentary change. Imagine yourself having a messy room and your goal is to actually clean it up. If you summon up enough energy to tidy it up, you will have the room clean for now. But if you maintain the same sloppy pack rat habits, you will literally have the room messy again, and then you'll have to wait for another burst of motivation to clean it again. In literal sense, you are treating the symptom instead of treating the cause. I would rather suggest that we actually fix the inputs, then the outputs will fix themselves. Problem number 3 with goal setting. Goals literally restrict happiness. There is this implicit assumption behind goal setting that once I get to this particular level, or once I get this goal achieved, then I'll be happy. Once I actually amass this amount of money, then I'll take some break, I'll relax, I'll rejuvenate, something like that. You get what I mean? The problem with a goals only mentality is that you're literally continually putting off happiness up to a certain milestone. And ladies and gentlemen, the antidote to this is in the system first mentality. Because when you fall in love with the process rather than the product, you simply don't have to wait to give yourself permission to be happy. I'll read you something that James Clear actually said. He said in this particular book, I set goals for the grades I wanted to get in school, for the weights I wanted to lift in the gym, for the profits I wanted to earn in business. I succeeded at a few, but I failed at a lot of them. I eventually began to realize that my results had very little to do with the goals I set and nearly everything to do with the systems I had followed. Friends, let's talk about systems. What are systems? How different are systems from goals? Goals are about the results you want to achieve, while systems are about the processes that actually lead you to those results. Does that make sense? For example, if you are an entrepreneur and your goal is to make a multi-million-dollar, or your goal is to build a multi-million-dollar business, that means your system now is going to be how you test product ideas, how you hire employees, how you run marketing campaigns. You get what I mean? For example, I, for one, there's a certain huge chunk of money that I actually want to have in my mutual funds accounts or in my money market accounts by the end of this year. And the system that I'm using to get to this goal is to get some amount of money off my salary and throw it away immediately at the beginning of the month until I now have the confidence to literally be wiser within my expenditures. You get what I mean? And I'm certain this is going to be so and not otherwise. So in simplicity, the goal is the destination that you are going, and the systems are the planes that are going to fly you there. And I want to let us know, ladies and gentlemen, that this concept, this idea, literally cuts across every nuance of life, whether it's in business, whether it's in career, whether it's in fitness, whether it's in education, be it in relationships, name it. It literally cuts across. And therefore, in conclusion, as we are concluding this particular chat, the next time you set out to achieve something, I want us to ask ourselves, what systems can we actually create that will support our journeys? If after watching this particular video, you need to go back to the drawing board and tweak a little bit of things here and there, please do it hastily, because it is important that we achieve more this particular year. Simon speaking, the African of things that actually do matter. If you found this valuable, give it a like, share it with a friend, and subscribe to this family if you don't mind. I'll see us in the next one.